today I'm looking at a more sustainable alternative to a Brita Maxtra water filter. Hi folks, I'm G3. I've been looking at little ways that I can change my lifestyle to make it more sustainable. Now, one of the things that I've been doing, because I live in a hard water area, is I have been using a water filter for many years. So I've got a Brita one here that is a large capacity. I think it holds about 6 litres of water in there. It's got a reservoir at the top and that filters the water through a Maxtra filter into the bottom, where there is a tap that I can use to draw water off when I want filtered water. So let's take a closer look. Within the reservoir itself there is this Maxtra cartridge. Now this contains various elements in it to filter the water as it goes from the top down through, and then the water goes into the reservoir at the bottom. The trouble with these filters for me is that there aren't many places that will accept them for recycling, and I'm not 100% sure if they are genuinely able to be fully recycled. So I was looking at alternatives for that, and that's where I came across Phox, P-H-O-X. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm pronouncing it Phox. So that is the alternative sustainable filter that I found. Now what they do is they provide the cartridge itself, which is then refillable on a regular basis with the materials that will do the filtering. This starter pack that I've got here contains the filter case and 2 separate packs that will last 45 days of filtering, so it is 3 months in total coverage, and that cost me £20. So price wise it's comparable with the cartridges, the Maxtra cartridges that I've been buying for this filter. The first thing I need to do is to give this a thorough clean so that it's all clean and ready for the new filter. So I shall just do that now. Whilst we're waiting for it to dry, let's now open up this filter and take a look at it. It says the cartridge that lasts as long as your jug. Well, I've had my water reservoir one for many years, so if it lasts as long as that again, rather than getting rid of these Brita Maxtra filters and generally having to throw them away because of being unable to find a local recycling place. Now let's open this package. Okay, so the filter is resting in the box and it says instructions inside. So let's open it up and try and find those instructions. Okay, that lifts up easily and it's gone and exposed a number of items underneath. I can see that there are several packs in here, and that's just reminded me that actually I've gone and bought a year's worth. I was thinking it was only 3 months, but it is a year's worth of filters that I bought in one go. Now it comes with an instruction sheet, and on the back it talks about an indicator app that will let you know when you need to change your filter. I've got a calendar over on the wall where I go and mark off all the things that I need to do around the house, such as cleaning the dishwasher and changing my toothbrush head. Now it says how to set up your Maxtra Plus compatible cartridge, and it's got some instructions in here. It says start with a clean empty cartridge, which we've got in the top, and it says to open up the cartridge by pulling a thumb tab away from the cartridge and lifting the lid out in the opposite direction. Remove the felt tray. So let's do that first. Let's move the old one out the way and get this container out. So the container came quite easily out of there, and what it is saying is to open up the cartridge by pulling a thumb tab, which I take to be these plastic tabs on the side. So I'll pull one away and yep, the top just comes off. So it's just a case of pulling it away from the edge and then the top comes off. It says to remove the felt tray. Okay, so that is this section on top by the look of it. It's just a ring that was sitting in another circle at the top. So that looks fairly straightforward as being the felt tray. Next it says to open the refill pack and pour into the cartridge. So let's get a refill pack. This is 3 months supply here, so it's got 2 of the softener packs. That's a softener pack because I live in a hard water area. I went onto the website and they ask you for your postcode and it will give you guidance on the sort of filtration you need. And because I'm in a hard water area, it suggested the softener version. So I think they've got 3 different versions available and this was the appropriate one for me. And then there's some carbon felt as well. Saying to open the refill pack and pour into the cartridge. So that is going to go into the container in here. Seems quite straightforward. This is sort of like a paper, feels like a paper-based pack. So let's see how easy that is to tear. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, that tears off okay. So it's going to be a case of pouring that into here. It's a mixture of black and white, tiny little fragments. I don't know exactly what they're made of. Let's get all of that out. Give that a shake to get all of that in. Just getting all of the dust out from in the middle bit here because I don't want it to cause any problem with the felt when that goes on. Right, so some has come out of the bottom ever so slightly. I think that's just because they've got holes in the bottom where the water comes out. So a little bit of dust has come out of there. That seems perfectly expected to me. Now, it says to take out the carbon felt disc and insert in the lid felt tray as shown. Right, so it's got another tear part on there and this feels very paper-like. Bring out the felt disc. Looks like it can be either side, either way. So I've popped that into the recess at the top. Next I've got to put the grip in there to keep it in place and push that down firmly. So that's gone down firmly. Then it says fit the lid securely onto the cartridge and make sure all 6 teeth are showing above the lid. It's got 6 little ridges around the outside, so a case of making sure that it's under on that side. I've put it under 3 there, and then when I click it down, there we go, I can see all 6 of those, so that's in place, that's good. Soak the cartridge in fresh cold water for 6 minutes, and then you could place the cartridge into the reservoir and fill up. You've got to allow 2 full reservoirs to filter before consuming the water, basically just to make sure that that dust has been fully removed. Okay, so we've got some water and it's just a case of popping this in here. Get any bubbles out. This is soaked for 6 minutes, so the water is fully ingressed in there. So it now says to place the cartridge into the reservoir and fill up. Allow 2 full reservoirs to filter before consuming water. This is much bigger holder than many other water jugs. It will probably be about 2 litres. This is 6 litres. So what I intend to do is I'll put 4 litres of water in here and filter it through, and so that will be a full clean for that. So let's get that in. And then it's just a case of putting in 4 litres. There we go, that's the reservoir full to the brim. So when that's filtered through, then this should be ready to use. On the instruction leaflet, it does have a QR code that you can scan for the setup video that will guide you through. But I've found these instructions relatively straightforward. But then I've been using equivalent filters for a long time, so I guess it was probably a little bit easier for me. If you haven't used one before, it might be a bit unusual and you might need to go through and watch the video. There's a 12-month parts guarantee. So scan here to activate that. So I'm going to do that now that I've got got that in and running. It does say how to reactivate after a period of non-use. It says to soak in water during non-use and perform 2 run-throughs before commencing use. So basically, if this isn't going to be used for a while, take the filter out, leave it in some water, and then it'll be primed and ready for when you want to start using it again. I've also got the wrappers that the felt and material came in. They feel paper-like with a waxy substance on them. I believe that this is probably going to be okay for recycling, so I shall put that in with my paper recycling. So when this is filtered through, I'm going to put it back in place. I'm going to empty all this water out of it, top it up again, and that will then be suitable water to use after that point. I'm going to monitor this for at least the first 45 days to see how that goes, and also so that I can go through the change process, see how easy it is to get this filter back out again, get it apart, whether it's a messy process, what I need to do with the actual material that's come out of there, so that I can feed back to you and let you know what that process is like. So this will be a video over some time, so when I come back I might have even grayer hair if that's possible, and I'm almost certainly going to be wearing something different. So let's see what happens in just over 45 days time when I've gone and refreshed this. 45 days have passed, so it's time for me to change the water filter. How has it gone? Well, it's pretty much the same as the old Brita filter that we had. It's filtered through water well during that time. The water has tasted just the same as the water after using the Brita filter, so it hasn't appeared any different to me. It's been just as palatable, just as nice, and it's performed pretty much the same. It's been filtering the water through fairly quickly, similar time to the old filter, so it's quite comparable there. And so the taste was fine. It's just the same as with the Brita one. So that all seems perfectly okay to me. Now we've got the experience of changing it over for the next set of filters for the next 45 days. So that's a case of removing the felt filter that's at the top and the filtration material within. We're going to get rid of all of that and replace with another one here. First up, I'm going to get the filter out of here. Simply a case of lifting out, and now we've got the filtration container. So it's a case of unclipping the clips on the side to remove the top. Okay, so that came out quite easily, which means we've then got this filter in the top, the felt tab. So let's twist that to get that out. There we go, that's twisted off. And the felt has just broken down a little bit with me doing that, so it's starting to deteriorate. There we go. And then we've got the filtration material within here. The filtration materials are derived from natural materials, but they do have to go in the regular bin. They're not recyclable, but they are derived from natural materials, so that's okay going in the regular bin. So I'm going to empty these into there. Try and get this off without breaking it. Yeah, this could be easier. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. So that has come off. I had to put pressure on the middle section, so that might be a weak point. I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But that was okay at the moment. So I've got all this filtration material that I need to get rid of. I'm going to wash everything down now, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready to fit the new filter. Now we're ready to replace the filtration material and the felt that goes on top. So open the refill pack, pour into the cartridge. So let's pour that in now. So we've got the filtration material in there. Now we need to take out the carbon felt disc. Got the carbon felt disc, need to insert that into the space in the tray, like so. So that's in there. Then I've got to click the felt tray in with this. Boom. That's in snug in there. Now I need to fit this lid securely in here with the clips. Clip, clip. There we go, that's clipped in. And finally pop the lid back on under the clips. There we go. So there we go, we've got the cartridge back together with the new substrate in there and the felt top. Now we need to soak the cartridge in fresh cold water for 6 minutes again. This is soaked for 6 minutes, so it's ready to use now. Need to place it into the reservoir and fill it up, so let's do that now. Clicks into the reservoir, and now it's a case of pouring the water in. So while this is filtering through and I can get my glass of water, let's just have a recap on my thoughts. I think this is a really good alternative to getting things like the Brita Maxtra filter that you have to either throw away or put in a recycling area at a supermarket. I'm not 100% convinced about how effectively those are all recycled. But certainly with this, you're getting a equivalent priced package to go and build your own filter each time. I've found the process to be relatively straightforward. It's been fairly mess free. The filter has worked really well. The water's been tasting nice. It's filtered through easily as it's doing at the moment. Same speed as with the Maxtra filter. I haven't noticed any adverse taste to the water. And I think it's a really good package. You can get these every 45 days to replace it, or you can, as I have done, got a year's supply up front. So I think it's really good. I was originally a little skeptical because I had read some negative feedback online about taste, the mess, and the like when changing it over. I've not experienced that at all. It's been really good for me. It's been a very straightforward process. There's been no mess in changing the filter over or coming through from the filter. I think that was just down to people's inexperience of using the product and not doing it particularly well, possibly, because I've had no problems whatsoever. Very straightforward, and the taste has been perfectly fine. So it's recommended. If you're looking for an alternative to the Brita Maxtra filters, then give this Phox filter a try. See what you think. But it's definite thumbs up from me. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please click the like button down below and leave your comments. Let me know whether you've used this before, what you thought of it, whether you're using another filter at the moment, a Brita Maxtra, and you're going to be looking to change, then leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't done so already, then why not subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified when I load up a new video. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Until next time, bye. Cheers. Tastes good.